Hi, in this video, what I'm going to do is read to you exactly what someone wrote and then the response from the counselor. Usually I leave out the response from the counselor, but in this one I'm going to include it. And it went back and forth. And then I'm going to share with you thoughts and ideas about what's going on here so you have a deeper understanding of marriage as a whole and not just this one issue that is brought to us. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. You should subscribe to the channel, of course, and you should also check out our website at themarriagefoundation.org. So excuse that I'm not looking directly at the camera. I'm reading this word for word. So this came in, and usually I wait years, but this one came across early, and I thought that this is really very useful for people. It gives a lot of understanding when you hear how the exchange goes. Hi, I'm married to my husband for 4 years. I'm going to change a few things around just in case she's watching this YouTube video, and she probably is. We had our ups and downs, and finally we feel happy with each other now and decided a plan to have kids, and we started trying recently. My main problem with my husband is his anger. He can be very nice and normal, but if something deviates from usual or if we have a difference of opinion, he loses his temper. He just says whatever comes to his mouth. For instance, we had a small argument and it got escalated. In the process, he said he will kill me just because I wanted him to apologize for his rude behavior. I know he literally doesn't mean it, but deep down there it hurts me. And what if this guy does something stupid like that when things go beyond this? That attitude of him scares me and makes me wonder if I'm making the right choices by wanting to have a family with him. So the response here is, this is not a phase. You need to learn how to behave like married people should so you can be happy all the time. Don't fool yourselves. Your marriage is not a good marriage. Just because you don't fight often, zero fighting and constant loving is a good marriage. So I think that's a good answer. Then she writes back, how should I react to such situations? Today I felt bad. Tears rolled down, so I left the room after he yelled at me and went into the bathroom. He never apologizes or comes back to me. I should always be the one trying to look for a middle ground and talk it out after an argument. So even today I wasn't surprised when he didn't come. Rather, he always avoids me for hours or days if I don't intervene and take the first step. I don't want to be okay with him threatening me, even though he physically won't hurt me. At least that's never happened in what I choose to believe, because it's not nice. And I don't want him to ever repeat such harsh words to me. He's verbally said things in the past, but I thought he's trying to control himself and working on not using foul language these days. But I would say today he lost control and said he would kill me because I was having an argument with him. What should I do? How do I react to this situation? He usually goes out for a few hours after we have a heated up conversation, so I don't know when he'll return today. But when he does, please tell me, how should I respond? And how should I convey my point that I am not cool about these anymore and will not tolerate it any longer since I've given him enough time and chances to work on these aspects? How do I convey this to him? Would really appreciate some advice here. Thank you. This is not unusual for someone to write in and just give us the tip of the iceberg. So here she's getting a little deeper. Remember what her first question was, should we have a family? And now she's talking about, should I even be with him? The counselor wrote back, "We don't teach the minutiae of behavior because your thinking is all wrong for marriage. And if that is all we do, you will never have joy." Not great grammar, but the counselors are here for being able to really understand things, not good writers necessarily. We teach how to have a fantastic marriage and ignore the errors. Right. I suggest you either get one of our books to at least learn the basics, or if you want a great marriage, then you will do better with the course for women. But as your marriage is right now trending towards an end instead of happiness, and I agree, I would not consider bringing children into your family until you get your marriage trending toward constant happiness. And she wrote back, "Thank you for your advice. Really appreciate your time. I'll get the book and start reading and see what changes I need to make in myself first. Then we'll try to ask my husband to read if he is willing to work this marriage for us. We'll reach out to you if we decide to get some help through therapy sessions," which we do not do therapy sessions at all. We have courses for men, course for women. Therapy just doesn't work. It's not our thing. The counselor wrote back, "You're welcome. But as soon as you recognize that Paul is uniquely qualified to help you," I'm Paul, "I still suggest you get the course." Good advice. "And don't try to sell your husband on anything. That would be a mistake. This is your mission. And you will do much better if you only share with him about your progress and why later on." And she wrote back, "I see. So it's more like I'm supposed to learn what mistakes I'm making in our marriage and rectify them. Then my husband will automatically adapt to be better, or he'll want to learn what he can do from his end, but I should not push him. Is that right?" She is an optimist. I love this lady. And the counselor wrote back, "Good advice. At this point, suffice it to say that you will discover the truth of marriage and the guidance will make sense to you." So here is the thing. We get email requests from people who have been inundated with quote-unquote marital advice from quote-unquote experts who have been trained by the way of Western psychology, who have been teaching marriage for 100 years. So you would think that after 100 years of this, the divorce rate would go way down. And it hasn't. It's been increasing steadily. And in fact, fewer people are getting married now. They don't understand. So here's what's going on. She has an immediate problem. Her immediate problem is that her husband has zero control over his anger. He doesn't know how to behave with his wife. He's a terrible husband. For one thing, a man should never raise his voice to his wife, demean her in any way, scare her, and she's scared. He said he would kill her. A man has innate power as a man. He is physically stronger, and he's also psychologically more capable of hurting somebody. That is a power. That power is intended to protect the wife and her children. And I use her children because ultimately, even though a man becomes a father and behaves as a father, the children come from the mother, and the mother is their source. So they are effectively her children. And that's his job. And it's deeply set in our subconscious minds, created by the biology. and the drive to survive as it's manifested. So, solving her problem is not going to happen in any fashion other than to completely turn her marriage into what it's meant to be. For her to learn how to behave as a woman in a marriage will inspire her husband. He may not become who she would like him to become, and she can't force that. But she will at least change the environment significantly enough so that he will start feeling that which he got married for, which is that feeling of love. Because by reading the book, she may not get it all. The book is a start. But then she will take the course, hopefully, and learn how to love unconditionally. It's starting to rain. I hope this isn't too much of a bother for you to continue listening to the video with the sound of the rain. Isn't it a beautiful sound, the sound of the rain? I know it's a little distracting in a video, but the sound of rain, because it washes everything clean, right? So did you notice how what I did was I took what could be a negative, the sound of the rain in the background, and because I have been working my program for so long, I've trained my mind to see the beauty, to see the good. And when you do that with your spouse, and you no longer see the errors, the flaws, the negatives, but all you're seeing is the beauty, you're able to love and appreciate them more and more. And that's a sweetness, isn't it, that goes into your marriage. Think of your marriage as a container. And think of what you put into that container identifies the container. If all you're putting into your marriage is sweetness, your marriage will be sweet. But if you put in anger, jealousy, if you put in disappointment, expectations, all of these negatives that are not attached to the soul, but are attached to the mind, which is attached to the biological body instead of the soul, it really disrupts why you got married. You got married for happiness and for love. So it's not often that someone writes in and is told, you need the book, you need the course. It's not often that someone doesn't think, oh, they're just trying to sell me. Because that's how we learn in this world. But what else are we going to do here? Pretend that those won't help when those are the solutions? Because there's nothing you could learn in an email that's going to change things around. The problems that come in marriage stop coming when you know what to do. The problems that come from life never stop coming, because that's life. We learn through these experiences of these challenges coming to us. We learn about ourselves. How are we reacting? And so we're able to grow. We're able to evolve. The bottom line is this: marriage is an amazing vehicle for creating love in your marriage, happiness in your marriage, which are your human birthrights. But until you learn how to be married, they're elusive. And you're chasing your tail when you try to solve one problem or another problem. She was wise. She didn't jump into the course. It's okay. She's going to take it step by step. She'll read the book and she'll go, wow, this stuff is right on. There's no BS in this book. It's all clear. It's all obvious. And then she'll go on to the course. Hopefully. Some people, of course, go, okay, I got it. Well, it takes a lot more than that, but step by step will get you there. Thank you for watching this video. Again, I'm Paul Friedman. I hope you subscribe to this channel and really learn about marriage so you know what you have and you don't suffer anymore. And like this video, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are. God bless and take care and enjoy the rain, okay? Or the sunshine or the snow or the dry heat, whatever is there. It's how you see it that determines how much joy you get from it. God bless. Take care.